Breaking news again in Dublin today. We have a real-life Grand Theft Auto character. It says, a migrant assaulting a woman on the Luas halts the tram, then attacks the driver in a shocking rampage. This guy is level 3. Okay, level 3 stars. He has 3 stars in Grand Theft Auto. The guy is an absolute crackpot, new to the country, no English. Obviously, in that case, probably a Roman gypsy or from some war-torn country. It's the same spiel every single time I make these videos, guys. Now, I obviously do every sort of crime in Dublin, but it seems like these are the most prominent. Let's be honest, guys. Let's just call it how it is. These crimes by these criminals are the most prominent. Let's watch the video. Oh.
Oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So first of all, this guy, it seems like, you know, this Roman gypsy or whatever, runs up to the Irish woman and she kind of, you know, protects her head, right? She's protecting her head. Obviously, as he's going to kind of, you know, hit her, or maybe he's hit her in the past before. That's normally what happens when you see some sort of these nutcases. You know, you protect yourself, right? So maybe she's had dealings with this guy in the past. She actually grabs her by the hair, rips her head back. Then she picks her up off the floor and puts her on a seat. So she puts her kind of like on a seat of one of the, you know, one of the areas right there. But it's crazy, guys. For those who don't know, the Luas in Dublin is like the main train that runs through the city, okay? For those who aren't from Dublin or whatever. And, you know, to see this happening in broad daylight is crazy, guys. Like I said, level, you know, 3 stars, 3 police stars on Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. It's comical at this stage, you know. Who the hell is stopping the crime here? Like, are they Gardaí? Are they anywhere? Is there any security on the train? Like, where's the security on the train watching all this? I thought the lads on the Luas had, like, stab-proof vests. Obviously, they're for security for the train. But if I was to see something like this outside the train, I mean, you'd have to go out and help as well, wouldn't you? Like, if you're a security guard, at the very least, lads. Like, that's just crazy shit. So then he kind of lets her there, talks to her. I don't know the backstory. Maybe she did something to him. Who knows? You know, I'm trying to be fair. Like, I'm not just trying to, you know, put the blame on this guy. Until the Irish, you know, Luas driver, the actual train, the tram driver, hops off the train and confronts your man. Okay, I had your man's side because I don't know what's happening. Maybe she took drugs from him. They both look like heroin addicts. I'm not sure what the hell's going on. Maybe she's normal. Maybe she's regular, homeless. And then all of a sudden he hits him with that left hook. You know what I mean? That flipping left hook coming from flipping nowhere. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. Like, why the hell? And then obviously the tram driver chases after the guy and the guy scurries away like a coward. He runs away basically from the confrontation because he knows that he would get flipping laid out, flat-backed. That's absolutely disgusting. Like this is happening now in broad daylight every day. We have news stories every day, guys. I'm reacting to 5-10 news stories a day. It's just crazy. This happened literally today. And, you know, to see this happening, guys, you know, in Dublin like this, completely lawless. You know, complete lawlessness, guys. You know, when will the leaders of Ireland put the Irish safety of the people first, guys? You know, when will they actually care and actually want to put the safety of their own people first? Okay, because, you know, this is only going to get worse. You know, it seems like these occurrences are so often, you know, tragic. And, you know, it's absolutely disgusting, guys. You know, it's absolutely disgusting. I hate to see it. So the next news story we have, of course, is about T-Boy Simon Harris, who should be resigning after he, you know, neglected the children of, you know, scoliosis patients. Harvey, most notably, last week, who died, I believe, July 29th, something like that. And, you know, he kind of just he kind of feigns all responsibility. And this is what the leaders do, guys. They laugh at you, they feign responsibility. They have a responsibility to lead the nation, to protect the nation, but they feign all responsibility, okay? They say, no, that's not my duty. He's at the Oasis concert with a bucket hat, looking like a damn, I don't even know what, guys, looking like he's at a festival, like he's 19 at a festival. It's just like, what kind of leader? This lad is supposed to be, what, mid-30s, in his 40s, and he's flipping acting like a damn teenager. It's just like, who the hell is this guy? Like, how did he get elected? He has no background in any leadership positions, never ran a business, never owned anything, Now he's obviously a career politician making loads of money because he's selling out to the elites. But it's a complete joke, guys. So this is a narcissist in action. This is from the Irish Watchdog. And shout out to the Irish Watchdog as well. He reports on news from the UK as well. I react to a lot of UK stuff as well. But yeah, let's listen to Simon Harris T-Boy talk in this debate with other leaders.
Signed the contract that brought us the Children's Hospital saga.
Well, of course I didn't, but continue.
You didn't sign the contract.
I was the Minister for Health when the contract went to government.
And responsible as such for
And responsible for the signing of that contract.
Please?
Were you not?
I was the Minister for Health when
You don't accept accountability for a 2.5 billion euro spend on the National Children's Hospital.
The Government of Ireland made a decision to build the National Children's Hospital. I was a part of the government.
We were talking about the recent overspends, the bike.
So this guy is obviously speaking quite fast here. So I want to break it down because a lot of people from the US and the UK have no clue what your man is saying. Simon Harris. So she asked, were you there? Did you sign off on this flipping massive, 3 billion, I think it's 3 billion now, euros spent on the fucking children's hospital? And he said, no, I didn't. I was just overseer. I was just Minister of Public Health. But like, if you're a Minister of Health, it's a children's hospital. How the hell did you not take responsibility? A lot of leaders, guys, and this is how you know the cowardice in a leader. They don't take responsibility for their own actions. Like, how the hell is that even a thing, lads? Like, you should be taking accountability of your own actions. Completely disgusting. And then she's saying, of course, because of the overspending, the corruption, the overspending of the children's hospital is ludicrous. It's like, I think it's more expensive than the 7-star hotel in Dubai. Like, it's just like, that's criminal. Then they have €350 for a bike, or 350,000 for a bike shed. Ridiculous, guys. The spending is just obscene.
We were talking about the recent overspends, the bike shed, the security hut. They were all on your watch. People at home watching this and listening to you talking about billions and the billions, they're wondering, can we trust you to look after our money?
What? Oh, I'll answer that one. Can we trust ye to look after our money? I'll answer that one, yeah. The answer would be 100% no. All right, Jesus.
Yeah, well, I think they can trust my party more than any other because it's my party that has always helped bring this country back from times of economic difficulty. And it's
their party helped drive this country into economic devastation. Lads, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and Sinn Féin, well, not Sinn Féin, but Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, they've been in power for 100 years, lads. We don't need any more of them. I've talked about in the older videos, we should abolish all political parties in this country, turn them into sort of political action committees, where you recommend things to people. Don't be having these career politicians and stuff. It's ridiculous, guys. Politics and the government have gone so crazy in this country over the last 100 years. It's a tragedy, honestly.
The leadership of the likes of Pascal Donoghue, working with others in government over the last number of years and in different governments, including the Labour Party, that helped actually restore our fiscal independence. There have been examples that have driven the people of this country nuts in relation to waste, including and most particularly the bike shed.
Where is the accountability for the bicycle shed?
The bike shed was,
where is the accountability?
The bike shed was never a government initiative. You know that. The bike shed was an initiative of politicians.
Where is the accountability for the National Children's Hospital?
I'll answer the question.
Where is the accountability for the 300 million euros on Metro North and not a shovel put in the ground? Or the 20?
I like Paolo Tobin. I know, of course, he's not 100%, right wing or anything like that, but he's definitely the most right wing of a lot of the people that I've seen, which is good. He calls out bullshit, guys. He's actually calling for Simon Harris to be, for his resignation as well. So it's good to see that as well. Like, you want to see other leaders in the government calling out resignation. Like, Paolo Tobin is the kind of guy that you could actually talk to. Obviously, he doesn't agree with everything. I'm not saying that, guys. Absolutely not. I've seen him say some, other stuff I don't agree with. But at least I could sit down and have a conversation with this guy. Like, if I saw this guy, I'd be like, oh, I could have a conversation. Simon Harris, they hate us, guys. They literally hate us, guys. You know, they don't speak well. They're not very professional. Simon Harris, Micheál Martin, not very professional people. Like, it'd be hard for me to have a conversation with these people a little bit, you know.
€1 million of ventilators, it never worked.
One voice, please, Peadar.
You've asked me a question. The bike shed was an idea of the Oireachtas Commission, politicians from government and opposition. It never, ever, ever should have cost that much money. And we have changed the rules in the OPW. And in fact, in my manifesto, I'm proposing changing the entire structure of the OPW. I'm so annoyed. But then you lump in things like this.
Who are you annoyed with?
I'm annoyed with the fact that there wasn't a political sign-off required of that, and that the sign-off was done at an official level.
No politician takes accountability anyway.
I love that. So yeah, Peadar Tóibín said no politician takes accountability. That's what I'm talking about. Where's the accountability here? Everyone's just passing the buck. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't sign the bill for the children's hospital. Oh, well, I didn't sign the bill for the flipping. I didn't sign off on the bill for the the bike shed. Well, I didn't sign off the bill for the security hut. I didn't sign off the bill for this. It's like, at what point then do we actually have any sort of accountability in the government, or is it just a free for all, fly by night business show where people are just getting just shit handed to them? Like, I just don't understand. This is ludicrous.
You didn't take accountability in terms of the National Children's Hospital.
Patter, please. This is a debate.
Did you take accountability of the National Children's Hospital?
Yes, I take accountability for the National Children's Hospital. Let me speak to that too. In relation to the...
What a shit, bro. Simon Harris is an asshole. What a dickhead answer. Patter, please, we're having a debate. No, you're losing the debate. And you're upset about it. That's why you're shouting at Peadar. And Peadar Tóibín is roasting you.
Accountability anyways.
I'll tell you what it would have mattered.
You didn't take accountability in terms of the National Children's Hospital.
Patter, please. This is a debate.
Did you take...
Sounds like a girl, you know. It sounds like your girlfriend telling you to relax, you know.
Accountability of the National Children's Hospital.
Yes, I take accountability for the National Children's Hospital. Let me speak to that too. In relation to the National Children's Hospital, that was discussed before I was even born. We went through the entire Celtic Tiger. No, excuse me.
You went through the entire
Please, Peadar, can we
Celtic
please
Tiger,
have a response, please?
and nobody built a children's hospital. The easiest way to get by in politics and never get into trouble or difficulty is to do nothing. We pressed go on a National Children's Hospital. Yes, it's cost more than it should, absolutely. I was the minister who commissioned the PwC report to see if there was a better way of proceeding. It said to stop it or change it would have cost more. But the National Children's Hospital will cost about the equivalent of 6 months of the pandemic unemployment payment for a facility that will treat the sickest children from right over Ireland for the next 100 years. It will be transformational in terms of children's healthcare. Two parts of it are already open.
It's the most expensive
and
hospital in the world.
Treating 70,000 people so far. It's an investment we must make in our children's health.
That's crazy. Yeah, I actually knew that as well. It's the most expensive hospital in the world, lads. That's insane. Like, they have hospitals in the US, like the Mayo Clinic and these clinics that cure cancer. Like, they invent new cures for cancer. Like, huge businesses, you know. Like business hospitals. Like in Texas, they have one as well. Like massive, humongous hospitals. They have their own, you know, zip code, or they have their own, like, it's crazy. The hospitals in the US are massive. Ireland, that hospital, the children's hospital, is still more expensive. Like, it is absolutely ludicrous. The last story I have to touch on, guys. All right, the absolute legend. We have Philip Dwyer. This is from the scumbag Irish Examiner mainstream news. Where's my mainstream media t-shirt is dead? Where is my mainstream media is dead t-shirt? Where the hell is that? Ah, it's over in the corner there. Anyways, guys, the mainstream media is cooked. They're finished. They ran this bullshit news story today. It said, far-right activist Philip Dwyer appears in court charged with public order offence. Okay, the anti-immigration campaigner is accused of using threatening to use unlawful violence towards the father of people before profit candidate. What the hell? They just write articles so shit in the mainstream as well. The anti-immigration campaigner, which everybody in Ireland should be anti-immigration. It's not good for the country. Like, you know, obviously certain jobs, like I said, but it's a numbers game. If there's too many people, guys, it just overrides the whole system. And we are hitting that right now. Okay, we're hitting that for sure. Is accused of using or threatening to use unlawful violence towards the father of people before profit candidate. Oh, Lord. So it says here, a prominent anti-immigration campaigner has appeared in court over alleged public order offence involving political rivals outside a church in Bray during last year's general election campaign. Philip Dwyer, age 57. Oh shit, he's 57. I actually thought Philip looks younger. Shit, fair play. He looks like 40. He looks 47. He doesn't look 50. He looks about 10 years younger. Dublin 24 appeared before sitting in Bray District Court here on an incident. Yeah. The self-styled citizen journalist. I'm a citizen journalist as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. I believe I got that from Philip Dwyer. Like, I got that tag. Like, I made that. I didn't make it up myself. I totally stole that from Philip Dwyer. That's a great name. Citizen journalist. And very important, guys. Citizen journalism is extremely important. This bullshit mainstream news runs articles like this. Okay, well, I'm going to run another article talking shit about them. If they're going to put up bullshit articles about people that are on the right and coming out to defend the country, well, County Gains, I'm going to come out and run bullshit articles about them, guys. You know, Irish Examiner, bullshit. It says he's charged with committing an affray. An affray is just another word for like a fight or like a disagreement or threatening or something like that. It's like a little bit of a, you can just look it up here. It says here, engaging in a fight, brawl, battle, instance of group fighting in a public place that disturbs the peace. Okay. So he was fighting with David McConnell, age 66, the father of People Before Profit candidate in the Constitution of Wicklow in last November's general election, Kelly McConnell. Mr. O'Dwyer, a former member of the right-wing National Party, stood as an independent candidate in Wicklow in the same election. Stood as an independent candidate. Okay, yeah, it's great. And I love to see that as well, guys. I'm not a very big party kind of guy. Like I said before, I would abolish these parties. But, you know, the National Party is good. You know, these Freedom Party, these kind of parties are good, of course. You know, you want to bring everyone together on the right and you push the whole movement. But it says he stood as an independent candidate. I love that. Stood as an independent candidate. Very important. Both men were canvassing voters on the main street at the charge of the alleged offence. The charge in Mr. Dwyer's case states that both men are accused of using or threatening to... See, this is the thing. So both men were accused of this. So the father of People Before Profit candidate, Kelly MacDonald, okay, David McConnell, also got charged with the offence. They just had a mutual battle. I would call it mutual fighting. They both agreed to throw down, and that's it, guys. That's how men sometimes handle business, you know? That's how men handle business, because it's not that big of a deal. Like, throw hands, it's grand. It's all good, like, you know what I mean? But obviously, you know, Gardaí got involved with this one. It states that the alleged conducted would be cause such a person reasonable firmness presented at the place to fear for his or another person's safety. I don't even know did they fight. The court heard Mr. Dwyer replied no comment after arrest, charge, and caution. So, counsel for the accused, Ciara O'Brien, was granted an application for free legal aid in Mr. Dwyer. Judge John O'Leary also granted another application by the barrister for a disclosure order. Man, I'm jealous, man. You know, Philip Dwyer's in the news every second week for saving the country. You know what I mean? And then you have absolute dorks like flipping people like this on the other side. People Before Profit. People Before Profit are anything but, guys. They hate everybody in this country. They're flipping communist, Nazi, flipping Marxists, you know, left-wing woke fools. In recent years, Mr. O'Dwyer has become a regular attendant at anti-immigration protests, including demonstrations outside buildings that house international protection applicants, as well as properties rumored as potential locations for housing IPAS asylum seekers. Good. It's great. If we didn't have people like Mr. O'Dwyer, if we didn't have people like these other people making these rallies and these protests, there would be nothing in the mainstream news, guys, about these illegal people coming over from the UN, the EU, illegally human trafficking people. If we didn't have people like this, and, you know, not shout out to myself, but maybe me, I'm a small fish in this game. But if we didn't have the big sharks like Philip Dwyer and all these other lads, James Conway, all these lads that like actually like shine light and do podcasts and do internet stuff and, you know, do live streams. If we didn't have people like that, there would be no opposition. There would be nobody shining the news about this at all, guys. All we see on our side is from X. The mainstream news has the news on lockdown. There's no way to even get fucking news in this country. It's ridiculous, lads. All right. He was 14th out of 18 candidates with 435 first preference votes. That's amazing. That's really good. 435 votes. So one position behind Mrs. McConnell with 1,259 votes. Oh, of course they had to put her votes in. I mean, where is that? Bray? Bunch of left-wing flipping wokies. Bunch of flipping rich woke people. Mr. O'Dwyer had also contested several other elections unsuccessfully, including last year's local and European elections. Well, at least he was running For the far right party, Ireland First. Ireland First is amazing. I was gonna change my channel name to Ireland First, but it is what it is, guys. It is understood Gardaí investigated the incident outside the church in Bray after it was reported by Mr. McConnell. A video also captured part of the encounter between the two accused parties, also shared on X by Mr. O'Dwyer. In the short piece of footage, Mr. O'Dwyer incorrectly identifies the rival campaigners as members of Social Democrats and engaged in exchange about abortion and transgender issues. Oh, did Philip Dwyer, did he wrongly identify them as Social Democrats? Oh, who gives a shit? Social Democrats and people before profit are the same, if you ask me, guys. They're all the same woke flipping idiots, guys. LGBT, abortion, people can debate abortion or whatever. Christian values, let's just say. They all hate Christian values, guys. It is what it is. Like what the hell is happening in this country, lads? This country is cooked. We are absolutely finished. So that's the end of the article. Okay. Kneecap rapper. Actually, that's a good one to talk about. Yeah, so yeah, obviously transgender. And actually, it's a good point because he put up a video recently talking about the whole trans thing. Because I said, I have no issue. I'm laid back about it. Well, there's two different things here. I'm laid back about it, but absolutely I agree that this is all mental health issues. This is completely, and I don't agree with it, like I said, but of course people, are freedom to do whatever they like. But absolutely I don't agree with that stuff. Like I wouldn't accost a guy with, that's transgender or drag or any of this kind of stuff in public. But on a macro scale, myself as an individual, 100% disagree with that. That shit is weird. It's, brainwashing the youth. Now they're going to like these, drag queen story hour times to tell stories to these kids. Like it's absolutely psychotic stuff, guys. And it's disgusting. And it's very much a fetish that's being pushed on the public of the people. What you do behind closed doors, whatever, legally is one thing. But walking around dressed as this kind of thing is just, yeah, I agree with him 100%. He said recently, like, he doesn't agree with it. Yeah, neither do I. Absolutely not. Like I said, I'm laid back, whatever, like, I'm not going to be accosting people. But absolutely, guys, I don't agree with that shit. It's completely weird. And nobody does. None of these immigrants, Indian, African, they all think tea stuff is completely disgusting. So, Last story is Kneecap rapper faces month-long wait over whether terror charges is thrown out. So yeah, Kneecap are just idiots, guys. Cancel Kneecap. That's who we should be canceling. Except me, I'm a free speech absolutionist for the most part, unless it's like something weird, super illegal that everybody would agree with. But free speech is final. Whatever, if Kneecap want to wave terrorist flags on stage, that's their own prerogative, guys. I have no issue. They can do what they want. I mean, I have an issue, me personally, but that's their freedom, but it is crazy. I don't agree with that whatsoever, They're literally terrorist supporters, guys. And they said, kill your local MP. Like, literally Kneecap are just weirdos, man. They're absolutely insane, guys, to be promoting terrorism and terrorists, Hamas. As far as I'm concerned, Hamas, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, ISIL, and, Boko Haram, they're all the same terrorist fractions, guys. And any sort of like push for these people should be shut down completely. The radical, crazy extremists. So let me know your thoughts. I love you all. If you want to help support me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today for just €3 per month. Help support me, independent media, and push back against the extreme left-wing woke mainstream media. I love you all, and I'll see you lads in the next one, man. Peace.